Yeah, you don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. Now I'm sipping on this whiskey, got one chance and it's risky, so you can't play around. And I got my team behind me like a background. I don't never back down, picking up the slack now. Now I'm focused, keep on grinding for my stacks now. I'm feeling lost in this ocean, where's a lighthouse? I keep on swinging for the fence and I ain't strike out. And yeah, that's how I'm feeling, yeah, that's how I'm feeling now. We're not here for a long time, yeah. It's 9 to 5, it's a long grind, yeah. A lot of to success, it's a long climb, yeah. Now I'm sitting here making up for time, yeah. Man, I took so many losses that I lost count. I didn't know what I was made of, but I found out. And this life will blindside, you better look out. These haters wanna see you fall and get you took out, yeah. Cause I fell on my face, and this life is a race. I keep on checking my place. Now I'm riding for my team, you can tell by my plates. And this life just threw a hook, it caught me right in the face. But I'm getting back up, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll climb a couple of mountains, I'll swim a couple of lakes. Don't got time for the bitching, don't got time for complaints. Now you going through some shit, now tell me how does it taste? You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoke through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. Now I'm living with my choices, I just own my mistakes. Cause I'm screaming fucking hand down, I ain't searching for breaks. But I'm barely treading water and this life is the lake. Now the pressure keeps on building as I'm raising the stakes. I ain't looking for advice, now I'm looking for space. Now I'm dealing with these losses, but I know I hate the taste. Now I'm sitting back, I'm thinking as I smoke it to the face. Now it's time for these apologies, the time it's too late. So bygones be bygones, I'm on business with a tie on. So fuck a shoulder to cry on, I'ma get a hoppin' like Zion. Let's raise a glass, I'll toast that. Reminisce, we roast that. How I wrote them and ain't wrote back. I'm never flimsy, the goat's back. So I don't feel bad, no not at all. When a lot of years, write a lot of calls, a lot of birthdays without a call. Ain't got time for that, so fuck a fraud. You ain't there for me, I ain't there for you. You won't bleed for me, I won't bleed for you. All the hard times I lived through, keep moving, gotta get through. I got goals and cash I gotta get to, all these memories that I flipped through. If you can't relate, then don't judge. I stand my ground, I won't budge. I'm sitting back cause I burn buzz. I swear to God, this life's good. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers.
J Squad.
Gonna be so goddamn rich.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Gonna be fucking rich. I want my fucking money. Griffin, I want my fucking money. Yo, motherfucker. Holy shit, we're gonna be so fucking rich. Great. Damn it, we're gonna be so fucking rich. Griffin, I want my fucking money.
You're an original,
Hey,
aren't you?
yelling, cowboy, me the fucking money. Get the goddamn money printer out. song is for my friend, Cash Money. Dear friend, recently passed away. Here's to you, buddy.
So fucking rich. Get the goddamn money printer out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about enough. We had a good time with the music. Huge shout out to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me here. Yeah, Dr. Gummy, unfortunately, our good friend Cash passed away from ALS about 2 weeks ago now. Week and a half ago. It's been a really tough time for a lot of us. But this is in his honor. So today, AMC closed out the day at $4.01, $4.01 a share. Intraday volume was 66.3 million, which is much higher than the average volume of 8.7 million. This is how you know that things are happening on GameStop and AMC, aside from the price. These stocks always require high volume in order to move, and we are definitely getting there. AMC added over $330 million in market cap today alone. GameStop price is up 5% today, ended the day at $35.01, and an intraday volume of 33 million shares, compared to the 3-month average daily volume of 11.45. Now, I will preface that with GameStop's 3-month average daily volume is higher because of the recent price action. It has gone up quite a bit over the last several months here. That added over $470 million in market cap for GameStop, $330 million in AMC. We're looking at well over $750 million in market cap added to these companies alone. Really quick, we're going to talk fundamentals, and then we're going to talk short squeeze, because that's what we're looking at here. But again, the volume. Look at that beautiful chart for AMC, ending the day at 401, currently at 398 in the after hours, down 3 cents. But it did really well here throughout the day. Take a look at it over the last 5 days. AMC Entertainment Holdings, ticker AMC, is up 38.28%. Looking very nice over the last week. Over the last month, basically, it's up about 44% on AMC. So also looking very good in general. Some people want to attribute this to Adam Aron's recent post earlier this morning, in which he said, AMC Theaters sets Memorial Day holiday weekend records for admissions revenue, food and beverage revenue, and total revenue, on its way to AMC's biggest revenue weekend so far in 2025. Our highest revenue Memorial Day weekend in AMC's 105 record-breaking years. I'm going to go over there and give that a like, because that is badass. But as many of you know, if you've been invested in AMC or GameStop, these stocks don't move up with good news. They don't move up with any news. They move down on good news. They move down on bad news. They move down on no news. Why is that? Because of crazy forms of manipulation, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment. But let's take a look here at the domestic box office for Q2 in the millions through May 26th. 1,661 million. So basically up from the 831 million last year. We're talking double, 99.9% increase, leading us to $1.6 billion in box office through May 26th so far this year in comparison to last year. Taking a peek here, you can see AMC up 23.77% today. GameStop up 5.9, Tesla 6.9. The entire market was ripping, but nowhere near to the effect that AMC and GameStop were ripping up. You can see here, look, after hours currently 383. It did get beat down a little bit in the after hours, but that is okay because there's very minimal volume in after hours. And so that's to be expected. A very few number of shares in these stocks can move them up and down. GameStop, 35.01 ended the day. Right at the end of the day there, currently at 34.97, down a fraction of a percentage point. In the after hours as well, was down a little further, but is still moving around pretty decently. Let's take a look at why this could be happening. Afternoon, Nyong, Doug, Paranoid, Everlong, Adam, Tish. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Great to see you guys. Look at these call contracts in the money. We are looking at expiration of May 30th, this Friday, at the $3 call contracts. We have 15,720 calls in the money this Friday. And at $3.50 strike, which we are well over as of right now, there's an additional 34,710 call contracts in the money at $3.50. And then for the $4 strike, we've got an additional 20,500 calls that were in the money earlier today that we are looking at right here. So you can see total here, calls in the money for May 30th. Just this week alone, we have 45,500 calls in the money compared to only 31 puts in the money and 9,300 puts out of the money there. That's just for this Friday, by the way, just for this Friday. That doesn't include next week or the week after that, etc. We got open interest by strike. Max pain at $3 for AMC, and it is currently well exceeded the maximum pain, which is obviously a very bullish thing and leads us into a gamma ramp here as we have volume traded today of 15.7 thousand in a $3 strike with an open interest of 17.8 thousand on those contracts. Open interest is how many people are currently holding those call contracts. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys, just in case you want to follow along with the numbers. And again, that's just expiring this Friday. That doesn't include everything after all the other weeks coming up, or the monthlies, or anything like that. The June 20th, the Julys, etc. $3.50. We've got another 16,627 calls, open interest in the money at the $3.50 strike today. If we end that on Friday there, which may or may not happen, but the way things have been going here, I am pretty bullish on that being a fairly good case possibility. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, but it also had a 34.7 thousand volume today in those calls. Some people looked like they took some profits, and the number of open interest, the amount of volume was actually double the actual open interest today. So, I mean, some people sold and took profits on it, and there are still tens of thousands more holding those contracts for this Friday. At the $4 strike, another 9,100 call contracts that are currently just outside the money, but were in the money when it closed at the end of the day. Take a quick peek at GameStop. Exploding fists. How am I doing? I'm in a lot of pain, my friend. I hate to say it, but it's reality. But I'm going to push through it for this stream. GameStop, 35.05 earlier in the after hours, right around 34.99. It looks like that's a little older price here. It looks like we're currently around 34.96, whatever. Fact is, there are 83.7 thousand GameStop calls in the money that expire this Friday. That is a huge number of call contracts versus the puts only 145. That is extremely hyper bullish for GameStop and AMC, both having very similar numbers, extremely skewed to the calls in the money versus the puts there on both stocks. The expiration volume by strike. Let's go to the open interest by strike there as well. Let's see, recently we've got, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. Here we go. Get the max pain at 2750. We've got quite a lot of calls there. Well exceeded that. Millions and millions of calls going forward, exceeding that for GameStop. And looking at AMC, you can barely even see the puts in the little tiny orange there, and the rest of this is all calls for max pain over $3. Now, going back to GameStop, let's take a look at the options chain. We are up pretty nicely from last week. Last week we were in the low 30s. Currently looking, let's see, at the $33.50 strike, we have 1,200 calls in the money. At the $33 strike, we have 6,000 in the money. $34 strike, 1,600 more in the money. $34.50, 200 more in the money. And at $35 strike, 11,000 more call contracts in the money, just between 33 and 35 from expiring this week that have just pretty much gone in the money today. So that is an additional movement there towards the gamma ramp that we're currently seeing on GameStop and AMC. Which, again, if you guys missed it, for the people that just joined, AMC added $330 million in market cap today. GameStop added $470 million in market cap today. AMC with a 24% move upwards. Now we are looking at the battle of 401 again, ladies and gentlemen. Battles, we've been here for a lot of battles. 801, 301, 401, $72. And with GameStop, the battle for 400, the battle for 20, the battle for 15, you know what I mean? It's been all over the board with these stocks, and we are beginning to see what I believe to be some very similarities to what we saw last year in these stocks, not moving with the market, just kind of doing their own thing, moving very nicely here. GameStop's up 26.8% this month. Let me see here, over the 1 year, 47% over the 1 year. Really, really nice movement. AMC up 47.4% over the last month, with the majority of the move being after May 18th. May 18th being the date that Goldman Sachs sold off 100% of their puts on AMC. Barclays followed suit, sold off 100% of their puts on AMC as well. And now Goldman Sachs must go long in order to fulfill their deal with AMC Entertainment Theaters during the share issuances. David Wag, any updates on Lit Exchange? Will be up and running, my friend. Founding investors, people that invest in the Reg C campaign under the Jobs Act, under the FINRA regulated funding portal, Silicon Prairie there, the link's down in the chat, will be eligible to participate in the beta, which is expected for Q4 of this year. The beta for Lit Exchange is expected to be the Q4 of this year, and we will take it from there. There were no halts on AMC or GameStop today. The movements were not extremely fast. They were slower movements. And so because the price didn't go up by a certain percentage in a 15-minute time span, they were not halted. So that is, of course, a good thing. That leads me to believe that there is some institutional buying, and that's why we're seeing such massive volume on them. Again, AMC's volume today, 66 million, versus the average volume over the last 3 months has been 8.7 million. GameStop's 33 million compared to the average over the last 3 months, 11.45 million. This is what we see every single time that these stocks move up. If you guys have been here with us since 2021 or even since last year, etc., you guys would know, correct, Queen Bee, just steady upward momentum. That's what happens on these stocks before they start to rip and roar. Well, this is the beginning, in my eyes, of a gamma ramp. But don't make any purchases, sales, or holds just because I mention it. Do your own due diligence. Only put money in the stock market that you can afford to gamble, that you can afford to lose, because you never know what's going to happen in the stock market. I personally have a significant amount of funds invested in these companies, well into the six figures, let's put it that way, probably over $250,000 at this point, and I am very happy to say that. And those are, my own funds. And I'm not talking about realized or unrealized gains or losses in any way. But Lady Standby asked Grok, with AMC closing at 401 today, explain to me how fucked AMC shorts are. The situation is dire. And I read it, and I'm like, yeah, well, it checks out. Grok replied, you're spot on. A $48 million loss in a day. Of course, they're talking about shorts. Paired with millions more in borrowing fees and the looming threat of a short squeeze, absolutely qualifies as fucked for AMC short sellers. They're in a dire situation, facing significant financial and psychological pressure, with little immediate relief in sight. The after-hour stability at 401, the breakout above key resistance, and the high volume, 66+ million shares, as I mentioned to you moments ago, all point to continued pain for shorts, potentially driving losses into the hundreds of millions if the price climbs to $5 or beyond. While some shorts might hold out for a correction, the current dynamics heavily favor the bulls, making life hell for those betting against AMC right now. Cheers. Shout out to Lady Standby. I have to give you I don't follow you, you don't follow me, but I got to give props where props is due, and I would say that that is a very fair assessment. And I bet you that $48 million loss is significantly higher, especially considering how many firms are actually not posting their unrealized losses that are due to swaps. We've even got Charles Payne. Charles Payne here being questioned. As I've been watching Professor Hotcakes here, shout out to you, on Twitter, asked, I've been watching Fox Business for 2 hours straight. There's absolutely no mention that AMC is up 22%. Not even showing it on the ticker. Charles Payne comes back saying, let's throw a block party at $5. Ladies and gentlemen, in the past, the respectable, reputable Charles Payne has mentioned he was previously double dog dared to have me on his channel to discuss AMC and GameStop. And he said, why don't you double dog dare me? And, well, I got to say, Mr. Payne, as much as I appreciate the follow back, I have personally requested that you have me on the channel, as well as many others here in the AMC and GameStop and Lit Exchange communities. And that has yet to happen. So why don't you guys reach out to him, go on Twitter, give him a shout, reach out to him and see if we can't discuss on Fox Business more about AMC and GameStop. So we are off to the races, folks. As you can hear, things in my household are fairly hectic, as always. So I will leave you folks with that. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I have to go take care of business, as you guys can hear. So thanks again, everybody. Captain Awesome, Jay, Queen Bee, Doug, Rudy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Do yourself a favor. Go look into Lit Exchange. You won't regret it.